My projects have focused on how the adoption of policies can help put cities on a sustainable, resilient trajectory. My graduate studies at Western Colorado University have inspired me to pursue these projects after learning about the benefits of circular economies. Our societies have created these linear, wasteful systems where we go from resource extraction to production to consumption and ultimately to landfills or incinerators. This is all based on the concept of the creation of waste, which is only present in our anthropogenic systems and ultimately unsustainable. In natural systems, there is no concept of waste. And so to combat this new concept of creating circular economies has emerged. The idea behind this is to close the loop on these linear lifestyles and redesign waste out of our systems completely. For the first time, I really saw a positive light come out of the doom and gloom we are constantly hearing from anthropogenic climate change. Circular economies have the ability to improve both the health of our environment and economies. And I believe there is so much potential and benefits that can come out of this. By redesigning and innovating our systems, and with the support of local policies, we can actually put our planet on a sustainable and resilient trajectory. I completed two projects for my master's program, both involving how local policy can help put the cities on sustainable tracks. The first worked on issues with disposable food serviceware, and the second with unsustainable events. I will briefly discuss what I did for these projects and conclude with the importance of why policy needs to be involved. In the fall of 2019, I completed my project with the nonprofit EcoCycle, located in Boulder County. EcoCycle's mission is to implement the community with methods of how to successfully recycle, reduce, and reuse. The project that I did with EcoCycle was to provide the local community with the tools needed to pursue disposable-free dining. Disposable food serviceware is a large component of our disposable or wasteful lifestyles, and this includes common items such as bags, plates, cups, straws, and utensils, among others. Many of these items are used once for a very short amount of time and could easily be replaced with alternative sustainable items. This project was inspired by Berkeley, California's adoption of the Single-Use Foodware and Litter Reduction Ordinance in 2019. Berkeley successfully created a comprehensive plan to phase out disposable foodware, so it was proof that it could be done. However, when it comes to policy, it is so important to ensure it is catered to the specific community you are targeting. So, to ensure we were meeting the needs of our community, Boulder County, I conducted comprehensive research on the existing policies around disposable food serviceware. I conducted a waste audit in the community, as well as local business case studies to understand where they were at and challenges they would face, and finally, stakeholder meetings. By doing this, I was able to set up the community with the tools they would need to begin completing a comprehensive plan with corresponding policies to meet sustainable goals. Additionally, through this research, I identified many communities throughout the US, as well as within Colorado, interested in beginning these steps to phase out disposable food serviceware within their communities. What is interesting in the state of Colorado, and really shows the power of local policy, is the fact that there is an outdated preemption law on plastics, which bans local governments from banning plastics. EcoCycle helped in bringing a bill repealing this preemption to the Senate this year, which unfortunately failed. But why I say this is interesting is because Colorado is the only state to have over a dozen municipalities move forward with local plastics policies, even with preemption in place, which really shows the true effectiveness of leaving these decisions in local government's hands. We are now looking into how we can encourage communities to move forward, even with preemption in place. My second project was with the City and County of Denver Office of Special Events, where I worked to inform the community on how to successfully pursue sustainable events through policy. This was important because events create a lot of impact on communities and their environments in many different sectors. And so there are many places to improve events to make them more sustainable and begin closing the loop. Once again, I conducted comprehensive research on sustainable event best practices and met up with various stakeholders, including event planners and key agencies. The key takeaways from my work so far is twofold: the misconception of what it takes to be sustainable, and the importance of community collaboration. The first takeaway was not unexpected, as many event planners were concerned about cost prohibitive initiatives. But through my research, I identified many companies and events that have successfully pursued sustainable initiatives, and ultimately, these initiatives have offered them cost savings. Thus, my research and case studies were crucial in informing these stakeholders within our community. The second takeaway was very prominent in my project work. I talked to many governmental departments and agencies that were either interested in pursuing sustainable event initiatives or were already working to pursue these initiatives. However, the Office of Special Events were unaware of much of the progress on this, when you think they would have been the first to know. So it was a very important role of mine to bring these stakeholders together to get them on the same page so that the most effective and successful initiatives could be pursued on all ends, whether through requirements or incentives. So, I'd like to wrap up my project with the effectiveness local policy can have on communities setting and reaching their sustainable goals, which most already have or are currently working to create. As I witnessed, policies at higher levels, such as the state, can be a lot slower to adopt and implement. In that sense, local policies can be implemented in a quicker time frame, but more importantly, can be catered to specific communities' needs and goals, as communities vary in many different aspects, such as demographics or available infrastructure. In order for these policies to be as effective as possible, they must cater to the community's needs. Thus, local policies can be super effective in implementing behavior change, especially if the entire community has been involved in the process and ultimately supports those policies. There are many people who are involved in the completion of my projects. And just as communities can't become sustainable without the support and collaboration of their community members, I could not have been successful in my project without the support and collaboration of many people. So I would like to thank the following people, as well as the many people who took the time to discuss their knowledge and thoughts on these subjects with me. Thank you.